Leather Rokk here. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about being prepared for any eventuality from war to natural disaster to just having your roommates kick you out, whatever. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been really concerned ever since Russia invaded Ukraine, and just watching my TV and seeing these images of these refugees that have only a few minutes notice. They grab their pets and their clothes and they head for the border, and it just really got me thinking, what would I do if something happened that I had to get the hell out of Dodge? So actually, ever since that happened, I have started packing. And it really, I think it's never too early to start thinking what you would do if your personal shit hit the fan. So, as you can see, I have actually started packing. I have probably packed 20% of my clothes already. But I've done some other things as well I want to talk to you about. First of all, if you have pets, I think you should think about them before you even think of yourself. And luckily, this bucket here, this is one of these 25 gallon or 30-gallon Sterilite containers. It's watertight, it can be airtight, and this is full of cat food, cat treats, and this nice big bag here that it was in my grow room and it had a plastic bag covering it, and Tabby Boy broke the bag open, the plastic bag covering it. But anyway, now that the other bag that's in there is getting lower, I can probably shove this in, and it's really good to have your pet products consolidated in one thing. Actually, when that food bag gets down a little lower, I will be able to close it. I will be able to put the cage front on this, and I will be able to bungee cord this together, and then I'm planning on putting some wheels on a frame and attaching it to the bottom of the food buckets so that I can pull these or attach them to a vehicle or outside a vehicle or something if I had to make an evacuation. As far as packing clothes go, these plastic zipper bags are usually what you buy blankets in, and they're really great for rolling up clothes and sticking them in. So I have clothes in that, and I have some clothes in this, and trying not to step on Cassie here. And I have clothes in this. You don't want this, Cassie. And I also have a color-coded system for some of my luggage I want to talk to you about. Now, I think it's really important to have certain priorities of some of your clothes and stuff. And this backpack here, the thing about this, and it's kind of heavy, but it's got nice padded shoulder straps. And this also has what I call my YouTube in a box, which is my YouTube notebook. And I would shove my tablet in here. This also has bags with flash drives and old hard drives in it. And Cassie, I see you. And things pertaining to YouTube. Now, I have 2 clapboards now because when I thought I lost the first one of my friends sent me a second one, so I have a backup. So things like that. I also have an assortment of face masks. I have rubber gloves. I have first aid equipment. I have a compass. I have a bag of toiletries in it. I have clothesline that can also be used as part of your first aid equipment and things. Now, some of my clothes are the kind of clothes that I would want to have on hangers. And this bag here is very lightweight because all this has is clothes hangers on it. Very important to have. This bag here, I already took a few things out because I had to, do my makeup for the shoot. This has some more makeup in it and makeup brushes and things like that. And I have a whole lot more eyeshadow palettes in the purple backpack that I showed you. And noticing that this is a shade of purple and that backpack is a shade of purple. When you have bags that are of a similar color, and then so you know, for instance, grab all of a certain color, it just makes it a little bit easier to be organized if you need to hit the road. Now, there is bug in and bug out. Uh, Assuming I just need to shelter in place for a number of months, they say that you should have 1 full gallon of water for every person per day, and this would include water for drinking. This would be including water for sanitation. And I have been hoarding water bottles for the past 4 years. Now, it's really important to rotate the stock of anything edible and use up your older things and keep replenishing things, because one of the things I discovered with bottled water is eventually, even if you don't break the seal on it, the bottle will seem to shrink, and I'm guessing that the water might not be in as good a quality, so you probably should have a tincture of iodine and other ways of water purification just in case. How I found this out about the water bottles is I had a collector's item Trump Ice water bottle from when my mother still worked at the Trump Taj Mahal Casino. And of course, I didn't want to open that bottle or do anything because it being a collector's item. But I noticed that the thing started shrinking and getting discolored. So what I ended up doing is I took the label off of it and I preserved the label. So, but yeah, keep in mind the water, especially if it's in a clear container. There are microorganisms that can grow when exposed to light. So it really is a good idea to store your water in a dark container. Some of this information I actually have gotten from reading and researching military sources, and also I was a volunteer for my mother's Cub Scout leader. Oh, this is not a very good balancing job, Cassie. Uh, I also would definitely be bringing this laptop here, even though it's kind of probably on its last legs. And this container here, this is a laptop bag. Now, I don't know if this will, yeah, will this fit this one? I don't know. But it's padded, and it's always good to have something to protect your electronics. This bag here, some of you may have seen in previous videos. It's really cool because this has wheels on it. Now, it's for children, so you might want to attach a strap to it to make it longer so it's more comfortable to carry. But this is a good zipping piece of luggage here, and that I happened to find. Neighbors were throwing this out a couple years before the pandemic, and I'm thinking, what a waste, the things that people throw out. This piece of luggage here was something else that was discarded that I sterilized very thoroughly, and it really is nice and roomy. And you need to have decent luggage for clothes and things, and I like how it has additional ways to seal it. It's nice to have not only the zipper, but to have a strap. Just makes it more secure. And it's got a nice hard edge inside, and it feels really sturdy, and it's got this pocket in here. And I'm not sure what the brand is. I don't know what the WT stands for. But, oh, World Traveler. Okay. But it's nice and sturdy. And it's nice to have both soft things and hard things for your luggage. It really makes it easier to store your things. And I have different sizes of zipper pouches that you can use for makeup and for jewelry. And I often use if I get away for a couple of days and I want to not have everything being a mess and stuff. But it's never too soon to start thinking about what you would be doing in an emergency. And it doesn't necessarily have to be your country's going at war, but even if it's like a chance of a natural disaster or something like that, if you have a few minutes to gather your things, don't you think it would be easier to do it if you already have a bunch of things gathered together? And that's one of the things I've been trying to do. Plus, I have some things that I boxed up some years ago because the family is planning on moving someplace, and if we end up splitting up for various and sundry reasons, plus I am planning on buying that used school bus that I want to make into an RV. So I have been packing up in advance of being able to do that. Again, anytime the weatherman could say that there might be a tornado or something, you really want to consolidate your things. It just would make it easier when you do need to go. And I've been thinking a lot about my safety, the safety of the country, and just everybody sooner or later has their own personal shit hit the fan moment, and it's never a bad idea to protect yourself any way you can and think ahead. One of the other things that I have done is these are containers that you can sometimes get mixed greens for, salad greens in, and these are really good to store a day or two of snacks. This thing here I got from Washington, D.C. from their public library system. This is a water bottle, the kind that you could strap onto a bicycle or something. They're good to have. Even though plastic containers for water, the one thing is you can't use them to sterilize water that is suspect in. So for that case, it would be better to have a metal, like a stainless steel water bottle, because those things, you can boil them. Even though some kinds of metal react with some of the things that you might use to sterilize. But it's always good to have, as far as certain special kind of equipment like water purification equipment and even fire starting equipment, it's really good to have redundancy. So if one uh, item doesn't work, another one does. So if you haven't yet, you might want to start thinking about ways to protect yourself in case of some kind of eventuality. And since we seem like we're edging closer and closer to war, have you started to think what might happen if things go nuclear? Because I still think that our country needs to do more to protect Ukraine, but Putin seems to be really, really trigger happy with the kind of generals that he's getting now. And it never hurts to think about what you would have to do if you had to make a quick evacuation. So that's certainly what's been on my mind. And if I'm thinking about it, I'm sure lots of you are too. So I want to keep this kind of short. Don't want to take up too much of your time. Oh, and if you're wondering about my hair, in a couple of days I am going to put more dye in. And I don't know if I'm going to do it on camera or not. But wanted to get a few more days with this look before I put my purple back in. All right. Oh, and there's Tabby Boy. He was just going to run away. You thought you were going to get away with not being in my video, did you? Oh, this is my baby. But you know what? I'm making provisions for them first, because where I go, my kitties go. Here's my baby. Alright, if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you like me and my channel, do subscribe and make sure the bell looks like it's ringing. That way you won't miss anything I post. In a couple of days, I have another video for you and my beautiful, lovely co-stars that I don't know what I would do without. He's my sweetheart. My sweetheart. Say bye-bye.